dragon, rock the dragon, come get me. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, come get me. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, come get me.
Hey guys, how's it going? Gonna be playing in a legacy challenge today. Unfortunately, I had recorded this video yesterday while I was playing, but the audio actually got muted. So I'm gonna have to go back and just record or voice over a lot of the content that had happened during the challenge. Right now, I'm just going over the deck tech. If you guys watched my previous video, Stitcher's Supplier, which I'm highlighting right here, is in the list now. It essentially combos with Therapy. It can dredge your Woolgorger. It can dredge Gristlebrand. And if you loop your Woolgorger combo, you can actually dredge your whole deck with the Woolgorger loop when you have Stitcher in play, and then bring back Una, Queen of the Fae, for lethal. Exile your opponent's library. The Sedgemoor Witch Chain of Smog combo is mostly just to play around Leyline of the Void. It's also good against, like stacks and elves and decks like that, mono blue. It doesn't come in a ton, but it does come in enough to warrant it. And yeah. So, most of the other cards that are in the main deck now are pretty standardized if you've been following any of the channel. Dance and Animate, obviously, because of Dragon. Reanimates, because the card is just absolutely busted. Woolgorger, the only thing that I'm not sure about is whether we should go up to 4 Woolgorgers and 1 Una now, because we are on the 4 Stitchers. It might increase our probability of hitting a creature off the Stitcher. But, yeah. Pretty excited to play in the Legacy Challenge today. Alright, and let's get to match 1. Reap is cheap. I would mulligan this for sure. I don't think this hand is keepable in the blind, especially on the play. If Una was Gristlebrand, sure. Yeah. This hand you definitely can keep. Has double Stitcher, Reanimate, double Cabal Therapy, and Una. I would definitely keep this hand and bin the Una. Which is what I believe I do end up doing. Yep, so turn 1 Stitcher. Now, one thing to note, guys, if this Stitcher was a Putrid Imp, we'd have no chance of getting a guy into our bin. We would have had to mulligan this hand. But because it's Stitcher, we actually have a shot. Not really sure what opponent's doing here. Alright, so Stitcher's gonna be in play. Think opponent was just AFK or something. We did not hit, but we still have Therapy in our hand. Alright, so Chromox. Oh god. Turn 1 Karn. You hate to see it. Opponent, I believe, is gonna grab a Liquid Metal Clothing, which I don't agree with. I think once you see the Entomb in the dance, you just should be grabbing Tormod's Crypt here. And we're gonna Therapy them, obviously. I keep thinking the spelling is Liquid Metal, but it's Liquid Metal. And we obviously take Liquid Metal. I make a huge punt. I actually made quite a few playing errors in this tournament, but this was one of my worst. Not attacking Karn here before you sacrifice Stitcher Supplier was a huge blunder, because now he'll be able to activate it and still be able to keep his Karn. We can't activate Petal, so we just have to pass here. Yep, and Snaring Bridge, which we actually do not care about. Another Stitcher. This is a Gristlebrand. We hit Therapy, but we can't Therapy him. So we just have to pass. So Gristlebrand has arrived. And unfortunately, it looks like we whiff here. We didn't draw any Woolgorgers, any Dances, or any Animate Deads. So our best option here is probably to reanimate our Stitcher in our yard to try to get Woolgorger into our bin. Oh. Just trying to make the line go away, guys. Hold on. So it looks like he's making a construct token. And now Curse comes down. And it's pretty much the end here. Like I don't see us being able to come back from this. And yeah, the curse is gonna make our guys 1/1s with no abilities. So we're pretty much done here, guys. There we go. I was able to make it go away. Yep. So we're conceding. We definitely want the Witch package here. I think Witch is extremely solid. Or we just bring in the whole package. Our whole entire sideboard. That works too. Stitchers are no good. We know they're on ley line. Reanimates could probably come out. We got the 4 Thought Seizes, Spoils, Witch, and Chain. This hand, unfortunately, against a leyline deck, you definitely have to ship this one back. This one you can keep. Like, it's fine. It's not, like, amazing, but it's okay. I elect to just pass here. If he turn 1 chalices us, we don't really care because we have Unmask, which he does do. So we're probably just going to Witch and then Unmask, I'd imagine. And we drew Chain of Smog as well, so... Sideboard doing what it's supposed to do. We're going to make a Pest. This is tough. Do you take the Trinisphere, or do you take Karn, the Great Creator, here? So what I end up actually doing in this, because I remember what happened here, is I accidentally click on Karn when I meant to take Trinisphere. Because if they play Karn, we can just attack it with Sedgemoor. It has Menace. We don't really care about Karn. We should never be taking Karn here. And I even mentioned in the original audio that got deleted that we should always be taking Trinisphere here. Pretty much 10 out of 10 times. It's just I misclicked. So I do end up taking the Karn, but it should be Trinisphere, like, for sure. elects not to play the Trinisphere, which I personally don't agree with, but... And now we can attack. Make infinite 1/1s. And opponent should be dead here. We should be going on to game 3. Alright. So game 3 it is. On the draw, I think you definitely want to bring in the unmasks. Yeah, Shave of Thoughtseize for an unmask. Because of Chalice. And I think we do want extra copies of Gristlebrand in on the draw as well. It's just more ways to play around Chalice of the Void. Yep, so I bring in the full set of Gristlebrands on the draw. I think that's right. This hand is sketch because it only has 1 mana, but I think you still have to keep a hand like this. It has all the tools, right? Entomb, Thoughtseize, Unmask, the combo. Like, I don't think you can mull it even with 1 land. I agonize over it. We're gonna unmask. I think in this scenario, with him not having black, we probably want to take the Ritual. Curse is definitely annoying, but like we don't care about Sudden Edict because we can still draw 14 off Gristlebrand. I think Ritual really has to go here, personally. And I do correctly take the Ritual. And we're going to end a turn, cast Entomb here. Perfect. Lotus Petal. And this should do it. And we're going to hold priority in case he has some way to get a black mana, but probably not. Alright. So opponent is very dead here. I don't think there's a way for us to kill him with Woegorger. Only because we didn't draw an Entomb. But it's fine because we can still just win here with Witch. We're definitely taking the curse. And chain. That should do it. Yep. And our opponent concedes. So, pretty good way to start the event. 1-0. Not too shabby, not too shabby. And we're definitely going to continue on the next round. Alright guys, and we are back with round 2 of the Legacy Challenge. I don't think you're ever mulliganing this hand. I think this is a for sure keep. Even with the Piranha Marsh, I just don't see any way you ever throw back this hand. Alright. So we get our first Delver matchup of the day. That's fun and exciting. I think the line here is just to naturally... Okay, so I take a slightly different approach. Playing Marsh here is fine. You could also make the argument that discarding the Woolgorger naturally to your draw step would have also been a fine play. Because we have so many ways to protect it. But I like the Marsh here, because if it doesn't get wastelanded, we have a pretty easy way to win. Alright. So, opponent's going to put us down with Delver. And DRC. I think Therapium here is fine. For Force of Will. We could also wait one more turn. Because if we wait one more turn, we don't need the Dark Ritual to kill him. Interesting, I choose to unmask here instead of therapy. That's very interesting. I don't know if I like that line. Yeah, see? I mean, yeah, I think you have to take a Force of Will. We don't care about days. I think my thought process there is if I therapy him anyway and he has 2 forces in hand, he's gonna force it, and then I'd have to play into days. Alright, so Dark Ritual. Still need a way to get rid of Dragon. Need to draw like a Stitcher Supplier. Because we know about the Force in his hand, so... Really need to draw like a Grief, another Therapy, a Stitcher Supplier. There's a lot of cards we could draw here that would make us fine. Entomb is a good draw. So we know one of the last cards left in his hand is Mystery Card Days. Oh, wow. So opponent had a third Force of Will here. Probably dead. It's just a lot of counter magic. I mean, generally in game one, this early into the game, you don't typically see Delver players have 4 hard counters with the Days and the 3 Forces, but opponent definitely drew very well this game. Alright, I think we can pack it in here. I decided to give it one more turn, in case I maybe draw an Animate Dead. Alright. Putting this down to 1. Well, we could Therapy ourselves, Dance, but we have no actual way to win, because Gristlebrand's our only creature in the yard. And we can't pay life to draw. So, even though we have the combo, we can't actually win, right? Because we're at 1 life. And this is me just analyzing everything, just confirming that. Alright, so we're on to game 2. Unless you know your opponent's on ley lines, I really haven't been bringing in Witch in this matchup. I have been bringing in Thoughtseizes, though. Trimming 1 Stitcher, 1 Wogorger, I believe, and 1 Unmask. And, yeah. I like to go with 61 a lot post-board. It's just, like, you can't dilute the consistency of the deck. I don't know. On the play, I'm not as big onto the Unmasks. On the draw, I like them a lot more, though. would definitely like to take the play. And I think this hand's a keep. It's not great, but I think it is a keep. Alright, and we're gonna Stitcher. We're gonna Dredge. We got our Therapy, so we're gonna Therapy him. And we hit Gristlebrand. And Grief. So that was pretty nuts. We're gonna name Force. No Force. He's got Force of Negation, Ponder, Murktide. And I agonize over this as to whether or not I should play the Reanimate. I decide to pass, hoping to draw like a Grief. But that right there, guys, kind of demonstrates like how powerful Stitcher can be in this deck, you know what I mean? Yeah, we whiffed on the Therapy, but still, like, that would have been nuts, right? Turn 0 Therapy and put Gristlebrand into the yard. He chose to shuffle, which is good. We're animating Grief first here because we want, if he has Surgical, we want him to Surgical the Grief, not the Gristlebrand. Alright, and he chooses to Force a Negation it correctly. Alright, we're gonna draw some cards here. We're gonna definitely take the Ponder. Oh, interesting. I forgot to make my land drop. And I'm pretty sure we can clean it up from here. Alright. Multiple ways to win here. Gonna name Surgical just in case. And now we just Therapy ourselves. And we're gonna pitch our dragon, guys. Now, one of the nice things about this new build is if you didn't have a Piranha Marsh in your hand, that Stitcher that's also in our hand would be lethal. We could cast it to also win the game if you only had basics. And opponent's super dead here, so we're just gonna fast forward. He's making us play it out. So we're gonna get game 2. I think we bring in Unmask on the draw. Maybe a Stitcher as well. Okay, I like to just keep it the same. So we're going with the same sideboard plan here. This hand, I think for sure mulligan. It just literally doesn't do anything at all. I think this is a snap mulligan. Yep. Much, much better hand. For sure keep this. Probably bottom of Reanimate. Alright, I think we lead on Stitcher or Marsh. That's interesting. Interesting, I go for the slow approach. Alright, Ponder. Another Reanimate. So we're definitely going to Stitcher here. He elects to daze the Stitcher supplier. Delver doing Delver things. I think what we're going to want to do here, guys, with this hand in the game state and everything, is we're going to want to try to reanimate our Stitcher supplier. Because we just get so much value off it, right? Let's see if that's what I like to do. That is what we're going to end up doing here. damage. So we did hit a therapy. And I think we have to name surgical here. I don't think we could play around. We could play around Force of Will to an extent, but we cannot play around surgical. And that is what I correctly identify. So we had surgical and force. So we had it all. Reanimate Stitcher again. This is fine. Because we have another therapy. And I think we should just be therapying them. Taking the Force of Will. Okay. So we still didn't hit any of our threats, but Stitcher's been putting in work with the amount of therapies going on. Plus, he also burned a daze. Alright, now I think we just go for it. Alright, so Gristleburn has arrived. And I think we definitely want to draw here. Okay, so let's think. Can we win with this? We can animate our Stitcher and try to hit Woolgorger Dragon. Which I think would be a fine play. That is what I ultimately decide on. So, animate Stitcher. We hit Dragon. So now, we can animate Dragon. And this is what I was talking about before in the deck tech, guys. This is actually lethal with Stitcher in play. Because it's going to infinitely dredge our whole deck, and we actually will get Unu into our yard. And I was just explaining to him how I was about to take this approach to winning. I believe opponent makes me play out this combo, which I don't blame him. I mean, we're playing in a legacy challenge. I would also make my opponent play it out. So Stitcher's going to mill us 3 when he enters play. We're going to float mana in between loops. And just to speed it up a little bit, I'm going to fast forward through some of this, because this takes quite some time, as you guys can see. So we're comboing, still comboing, because we have to get up to at least 40-something mana. Okay, so we put Una into play, and we exile his library. And for any of you new with the deck, this is the line you could take if all you have is Stitcher with Woolgorger Dragon. It actually will dredge your whole library, and you'll be able to end the loop by putting Una into play. And I think the client is just having a miniature meltdown that it has to create this many Fairy Rogue tokens. Alright. And we pass here. And this should be lethal. Okay. So we're 2-0, boys. Feeling pretty good. We'll see you at round 3. Alright, guys, and here we are in round 3 of the Legacy Challenge. It's going pretty good so far. 2-0. Well, I'm just trying to make the bar go away for you. There we go. So, decks felt pretty good today. We're up against Baku, who I believe ends... Baku's a very, very excellent player. I actually had faced him a couple times in this event. I believe he's on Rug Delver, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, this hand's nuts that we have in our opener, right? We got Entomb, double discard, double animate, land. Like, the only thing that's missing from this hand is a second land. Let me just put it to you that way. And we're definitely always taking, I think, days here with one land. And we're just going to Entomb now. We're not going to mess around. Alright. So no land, unfortunately. Now suddenly we went from having a really good hand to we need help. a scary Murktide staring us down. We drew the pedal. I don't think we can really afford to try to therapy him here and then take 6 damage. I think you just have to go for it and just hope he didn't draw a force. And he did draw Force of Will. Alright, so opponent's attacking us down to 13. We'll see what we draw here. Delver's a good draw. That means he didn't draw a piece of permission at least. Ooh, we drew the swamp. Does he have the other counter? He does not. I think drawing cards here is probably fine. And we got a grief here. Alright, so he's passing. Can't really attack. Here we go. Alright. And we're going to marsh him out here. win game 1. Now, this particular opponent, Baku, I know because I've already faced him. He actually had all permanent based hate, like Grafdigger's Cage, Leyline of the Void. I learned afterwards it's 100% correct to board in a Witch combo against his specific build. But for this, obviously, I didn't put him on that. I put him on Surgical Extraction. So I do not actually board into Witch here. I don't know what's going on here. Definitely keeping this hand. Oh, see what I mean, guys? Like, this hand would beat any Surgical hand easily. But now we're in a weird spot where we're like, okay, don't I really have a plan against Soul Guide? Definitely taking his iteration. We're gonna try to therapy him and then bring back his own dudes. Ooh. Veil is so good. Alright, so trying to therapy him again. He has the Force of Negation. We're gonna Stitcher. And now we sack and try to Reanimate his Murktide. Now if he exiles our graveyard, Murktide becomes huge. He did not shuffle. Ooh. Making me sack it. That was pretty good. Yeah, I think we just have to pass here. If he attacks, I think we're happy to trade. Or maybe not, because we want to try to get one more creature into play. That's pretty much going to be all she wrote, I think, for this game. Game 3. And I'm just pondering here what changes what I should be doing right now is boarding in Witch, but I'm not. Wait, I think about it. Bring in the extra Thoughtseize. Oh, I do board in Witch combo. Interesting. This hand is a Snap Maul. This one we could keep. Oh, man. And there's the ley line. I think right now, I'm most likely in shock. We're gonna unmask him either way. Yeah, that was a very good 7. I think I elect to take Bauble here. Maybe I take a Force. I don't think this match lasts much longer. Oh, I do draw the Witch. That's interesting. Oh, man. Opponent's hand is just so stacked. Yeah. And we have to take Narset here, unfortunately. And now I'm just asking my opponent how many leyline he's on. Alright. And yeah, we're pretty much dead here, guys. There's really no way I think we're coming back from this. And the red egg's pretty much on the wall here. It plays out for a couple more turns. I go for Witch. Gets countered. Another DRC. And opponent just is asking me here if I have a way to win, I believe, if without Marsh or something like that. But yeah, GG's opponent played really well. I think I pretty much concede here. And this is throwing the towel. Realizing I really have no way to win. So 2-1. Not terrible. Not the best, obviously. We'd hope to be 3-0, but we'll see you guys in round 4. This one's gonna be a pretty quick round. So basically our opponent, Mason Grode, never actually shows up. So we actually take the free W, boys. And here, I'll fast forward through the free W. He's still not here. He's still not here. Still not here at 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Still not here. Still not here. And then we get that lovely notification. We win the match. So we'll take free wins. Anytime that, opponent wants to give us free wins in a challenge, we'll definitely take it. 3-1 going into round 5. All right, guys. So here we are in round 5 against Pietron 10, who I believe is on some form of Grixis deck. And unfortunately, we cannot keep this hand. This one's going to have to go back. This one is much better. We could keep this, bottom the Wargorger. And we drew a Wargorger, Moto Bug. Alright, so we go for the turn 1 Stitcher. And we hit Gristlebrand. Perfect. I'm going to be therapying them. Daze is interesting. So now we're not putting him on control. We're putting him some kind of tempo deck. And he has Stifle Uro. He wastelands our Marsh, so we play a second and we pass. We know he's got Stifle for one of our animate effects. So we're really hoping to draw like either an Unmask or something here. Alright, and he passes. So we're just going to throw one of the animation spells out here. I don't see any reason not to. We'll force him to have it. So opponent's gonna play Uro here. And do another Wasteland. Alright, Gristlebrand has arrived. It's a pretty ugly 7. Wow, so we didn't hit a dance or an animate. This is very interesting. So one line we could definitely take here is reanimate Uro. Will actually net us 3 life and maybe draw us a card to hit an animation spell. Which I believe is the line I take here. And we put a land into play. And we're going to do it again. Drew the animate dead. And now I believe we just win. Seize on Dreadnought. Alright, so we're going to bin Una. And we should be getting game 1 here. Alright. Because we know he's on a tempo deck, I don't actually put him on Leyline. I don't know if you need to bring in which combo here. I think just bring in Thoughtseize is probably fine. And we're going to stick to our normal board plan when we bring in Thoughtseize. I believe it's an Unmask, a Dragon, a Stitcher. We're going to do it like that. This hand's definitely a keep. I don't think we mulligan this. Even though it's a bit awkward. Swamp was a very good draw. I think we lead out on Stitcher here. Which eats a daze, so that's fine. We already have the combo, so we're fine just burning, counter spells. Drew another Entomb. I think just passing here is probably fine. I don't know if we really necessarily want to go all in. It seems a bit aggressive. Because, like, we haven't seen a single card in his hand yet. He could have Surgical. There's a lot of different ways that we lose here. And that's what I like to do, is I think I just pass. Dothy Voidwalker. We definitely have a response to that. Alright, so Voidwalker's fine. So now we have to be really, really careful. Dothy Voidwalker has this text that if a creature goes, or if a card goes into my yard, it gets a counter on it and exiled. He can play that card for free. So if our Gristlebrand ever goes into our graveyard, he can cast the Gristlebrand essentially for sacrificing his Voidwalker. And I think now we're pretty much at a crossroad. We kind of have to just go for it. Gristlebrand has arrived. But see what I'm saying, guys? Like, we can't do anything about his Voidwalker being in play. It's gonna exile our whole graveyard. We basically are in a weird situation where we have to kill him with creatures. We're gonna unmask or Grief to see what he's got here. Definitely take the Edict. We don't care if he's able to cast Grief. We don't care if he's able to cast Dark Ritual. And I think the play here, guys, is when you cast an Unmask, you're going to want to exile Gristlebrand because you never want that card to actually go into your graveyard. Basically, ever in this scenario. Stitcher, definitely not. Stitcher, even though that the 3 cards get exiled, we could exile a Gristlebrand for him. And I correctly identify exiling the Gristlebrand. I want to cast Stitcher here, but it's just foolish. The reason I want to do it so badly is because it would kill with a Gorger Loop, but there's no way you're Gorger Looping with Dothy in play. And we don't really want to cast a Reanimate, because again, he could potentially cast that Reanimate as well. And right now I'm just looking to see what cards he could cast. So when I go to cleanup here, I have to be very careful as to which cards I actually discard here for his Voidwalker. So now I'm able to actually see which cards have the counters on them. Alright, we're just gonna go to cleanup, discard a bunch of cards he can't cast, or we don't care about him casting. Reanimate, I don't think we should be discarding. Gonna go to 3 here. Combat. And we're just gonna therapy him here. I believe I don't know what I name. Maybe Assassin's Trophy. But he drew another Uro. Alright, Ponder's a pretty good draw. Interesting. So he's electing to Thoughtseize me here. I guess hoping I have Gristlebrand in hand. Because whatever card he Thoughtseizes, he could cast for free. Thankfully for us, our hand is kind of, good against this kind of strategy. Because if he takes Woegorger, he gets a 7/7 with flying, sure, but he has to chump block Gristlebrand. If he takes Una, it's probably going to be too slow. And Reanimate, obviously, can only hit Woegorger. So we're pretty safe against this play, but this is why when we cast the Unmask, it was very important we exiled the Gristlebrand from our hand so that he couldn't discard it. Now, keep note that if we were actually playing traditional Reanimator, he'd be getting a Archon here. So he'd probably, be in a lot worse shape. Yeah, because if I had Gristlebrand, he takes it immediately, and then he just sacks Dothy, gets it back, draws 7. He's still behind in that scenario, but, he has at least live plays at that point. He elects to take Una. And he concedes. Awesome. So we're full 1, guys. Feeling good about our chances to sneak into the top 8 here. So we'll see you guys for round 6. Let's go. All right, guys. We are back in round 6. 4-1 right now. We're going to be on the play. Let's do it. This hand... This hand, I think, is definitely a mulligan, unfortunately. Alright, we're just going to go land pass here. I really don't think, guys, that going for grief is really a viable strategy in the blind. Like, we're fine here just making our land drops. And we'll wait to draw an Entomb or something, There's no rush. Okay, it looks like he's on a 3-color control build. Come on, Entomb. Well, maybe we actually just go to 5 with this hand, I guess. It's hard to say. Alright, if he's gonna go to 10, I'm gonna definitely try to probably grief him now. We'll let him force this, that's fine. See if he wants to plow it. Alright, so triple force, swords, endurance. Oh, his hand is stacked. I guess we have to take the plow, huh? Sure. That's exactly what we didn't want to see. Sure. Go ahead, force this, please. What do you pitch? Pitch force. The last two cards in his hand are force ponder, I believe? Okay. So what? No! No! I didn't mean to oh, no! I just wow. I just literally passed. I did not just mean to pass there. I was gonna that's so gross. That is so gross. I was gonna therapy him for force, grief, take his endurance, and then endurance his Uro away. Wow, I actually just lost game 1 to MTGO's client. Not even kidding, guys. Sure. This is so sick, dude. This is so sick. I need to draw an Entomb. Oh my god, dude. I honestly just can't believe that it passed me there. Ah. Alright, guess we gotta pass. Still looking to draw an Entomb. Oh my god, though. That is so disgusting, dude. I was gonna completely strip his whole hand and get rid of his Uro. this game should not be anywhere this close. Sure. Well, we drew into him. Alright, so what's the play here? Take force. We could theoretically still win this game, guys. Yep. Wait, he had Sylvan in hand too? He actually had 4 green cards? Oh, he hardcasted that one. Okay. Yeah, GG. So... this is probably fine, this witch package. We'll bring in spoils too. Yeah, we'll try that. We can cut 1 unmask, I think, for an extra spoils. Or an extra Gristle brand, I guess. So I definitely threw game 1. Sure, we can keep this. definitely not an easy matchup, guys. I would say it's on, you know, pretty difficult. We're just gonna name Force of Will. Dress down, dash down, fluster, life from the loam. Okay. We're gonna name Entomb. Oh, wow. What it... Oh, exiled exactly 20? uh... Alright, well... 4 and 2. On the outside now of top 8. Alright, we'll come back when round 7's about to start, guys. We are here, guys, in the final round against Astro Zombie. We're definitely gonna keep this. Mulling to 5, that's interesting. Oh, God. Okay. He doesn't know our reanimator. Holy moly. Well. I'd like to take your Gristlebrand, sir. Alright, and we get game 1 just like that. We'll do it like that. I mean, yeah, we're definitely gonna keep this. Force him to have a turn 0. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Oh no. Wow, his hand was busted. Iona. Okay, I've seen enough. We can go to game 3. I think we're good on this. Definitely keeping this. Hmm. The Chancellor is very annoying there. I need to draw like a reanimate. Sure. All right. I would like to cast a Dark Ritual, sir. Dark Ritual, Badlands, 2 creatures. Okay, we're good. Alright, guys, I think we're gonna get there this match. We're gonna be X2, because we're gonna be able to cast the Una in our hand. We are gonna need 54 mana. We're gonna actually need 62 mana. man. Whew. All right. So we are 5-2, guys. Going into this last round. We were 10th before this round started. I'm feeling pretty good. All these players are all going to have to play. Demonic's going to have to play. We were in 10th before the match started. I'm feeling good about our chances of top 8ing, guys. I really do. It's a realistic possibility. We might be living the dream here, guys. Top 8 with Dragon. Let's I guess we'll come back to it when this match is near ended. But wow, what a journey, guys. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys. This is the top 8 of the Legacy Challenge. We made it in 6th place. Won our last round for winning in, and we're gonna be giving it hell, giving it everything we got to try to take this thing down. We're up against our player that we played in round 3, Baku91, who actually beat us in Swiss. We're definitely never mulliganing this hand. So we're keeping. Baku's mulliganing very aggressively. He knows what I'm on because we've already played. Oh. I elected to discard Gristlebrand. Very interesting. I think I would have rather started on Stitcher, but we saw that he kept a no-lander, so he's gonna force a will. We're gonna reanimate again. And we win. Game 1. Alright. Now, we already know Baku was on Leyline of the Void and Cage, because we actually faced him in round 3. So I think bringing in the Witch combo here is a slam dunk. We could definitely bring in Thought Seizes as well. Stitchers can come out. Reanimates can come out. And I think that looks pretty good. You could argue going down to 1 dragon, maybe. But alright, so I'm bringing in a couple spoils here. Alright. This hand is close. If it had a land, we definitely keep it. But I think without a land, you have to mulligan. Got a mulligan. think I elect to keep this one, actually, surprisingly enough. I think he definitely for sure want to mulligan this hand again, but I think as this keeping for science. But I think overall, guys, like, mulliganing that 7 is totally justifiable. We're definitely going to lead on Swamp here. Looking to draw, like, maybe in Tomb. Very interesting. He elected to play Expressive Iteration on turn 2. This basically tells me that his hand is very soft on permission. Because you generally almost never want to cast Iteration if you can on turn 2. You don't get nearly as much value out of it. Alright. So he's passing. Drew another dance. I'm gonna grief him just to see what's going on. Wow. And his hand is stacked. Murktide, Hull Breacher, Force of Negation, Brazen Bar, or Brainstorm? Yikes. I think it's a toss-up between either Brainstorm or Force of Negation. We definitely have to bring back Grief here. And he can't cast Hull Breacher, so I don't think taking Hull Breacher makes any sense here. I think we have to take Brainstorm. Brazier Borrower is also another interesting option. You can't take Murktide because he could bounce it back to his hand. Actually, no, Brazen Borrower. No, Brazen Borrower could. So I think the Brainstorm has to go here because he doesn't have any counter spells, right? Yeah, and I think taking the Brainstorm there is definitely correct. We're looking to draw, Stitcher Supplier and Tomb. But we're so far behind this game, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. And he's going to cast a gigantic Murktide here, and I think we're just about ready to pack it in. Unless we draw Entomb. It's really our only hope. We're not untapping. We drew Sedge more. But we know he's got Brazen Borrower in hand. I mean, he can let this resolve. Even if we can make infinite 1/1s, he still goes over the top. I just don't see this being... Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see us winning this game, basically. Opponent's going to hit us for 10, put us down to 6. And we're pretty much dead here. I don't think we have any outs, really. And, yeah, we got to pack it in. Go to game 3. Board plan probably doesn't change. We know he's on Leyline of the Void, so we're never taking out the Witch package. Yeah, you can board out 1 chain. So that way you're not, like, drawing dead chains in your opening grip. 3 is probably fine. And we'll see what happens here in game 3. We're never mulliganing this. And opponent's mulliganing to 6. There it is. There's the ley line. So we have to Thoughtseize him. That's very interesting. I honestly think taking Murktide is our only chance of winning this game. We just try to bring it back. Try to beat him down with it. That is ultimately the play I decide to go with. No land. We like to see that. Now we're going to dance it. So it comes in as a 4/4. We're still looking to draw another discard outlet to get rid of his run afoul. Still no land. This is why keeping no landers with Leyline can be very risky. And we're initiating the Murktide beats. Still no discard spell. Well, we are very fortunate he has not drawn a tropical island yet. Still no land. See what he discards here. I would like to untap for sure. We're gonna hit him for 1. Still no land. This is crazy. Alright, we're putting him down to 2. Can we get there? We know it. We know he has the run afoul. Oh no, he drew a volcanic. He can't cast a run afoul. I think it was 1 turn too late. And we're going to attack. And we're going to advance until the top 4, guys. Whew. Baku is a very formidable opponent. I definitely got lucky in game 3. If he had drawn like a fetch or a trop, he could have easily made us sack the Murktide. But yeah, whew. What a tense match. And we're on to the next round. GG's to Baku. Congrats on top 8. Yeah. So we'll see you guys for top 4. Alright, guys. So I am going to commentate this match until the sound kicks back on from the original audio, because we were muted for quite some time. This is a top 4 of the Legacy Challenge against Gucci Gabe. He's on Blue-Red Delver. I think this is a slam dunk hand. We're never mulliganing this, so we're definitely going to keep. It has interaction, entomb, reanimate, has it all. So we are definitely going to keep this hand. And he's just deciding whether or not he wants to keep. He's mulling. I am never mulling mine. Alright, Mishra's Bauble. Alright, so let's see what we draw. Hit the grief. Let's hope he doesn't have force. He's taking quite some time with this brainstorm. He must know the end is near. Oh, I was muted for a second. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, I'm in the top 4 of the Legacy Challenge against Gucci Gabe. We're going to take a look at his hand. Definitely interested in the Brazen Borrower. Alright, so we get game 1. On to game 2. Definitely want Thoughtseize. I think we can do it like that. Oh man, do we keep this? I'm gonna keep it, but it's strictly for science. Well, that's about as stacked as you could hope for against me. Hmm. So he's got... Yeah, opponent's opening hand is very good this game. Sure. He's got force plus days, so we need to draw another discard spell. We're just gonna go for it here. Sure. As long as he doesn't hit force or surgical, we're good, guys. Please resolve. So I have instant, sorcery. Hmm. Let's think. If Brazen Borrower's his top card, it won't flip Delver. But if Murktide's on top, he could do 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I go to 4? That's the question here. I think I just pass. Because if Lightning Bolt's his top card, it'll kill me. Okay. Let's go for the win now, guys. He needs that sorcery in his yard for his guys to be 3/3s. Hmm. I think we just pass. I think we just play it safe, honestly. Sure. Hmm. We got dance. He can't play surgical. I just realized. I think we go to 4. Alright, we got there, guys. We are in the finals of the Legacy Challenge. Let's go. Looks like we're going to be facing either Dean Neely or Didakith. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely going to record the finals for you guys. Don't worry. Alright, good luck. Alright, guys, we are about to start the finals of the Legacy Challenge. It has been you know, I've gotten a lot of support from all my friends. I hope that I can make the Dragon Legion proud. I don't know for certain, but I did check. Did Dakith, I believe, is on Depths. I believe. So I'm really hoping I can be on the play in game 1. I don't know if Depths mains deck Endurance or not. I believe they main deck some number. I could be wrong, though. I rolled a 1. I think this is a mulligan, guys. Alright, this one we can keep. We'll throw back the dance. It's pretty good. If he's got Crop Rot... If Crop Rotation is his last card in hand, we should search for... we should Entomb... Cabal Therapy... Cabal Therapy... Cabal Therapy him. That line doesn't work anyway, because, yeah, it would dredge the cards beforehand. So, that line actually just doesn't work regardless. Come on. Oh, no. Of course he had it. Okay. Sure. So if we had grabbed Therapy and then attempted to Therapy him, he can actually just still do that play, so it wouldn't have mattered. It would have changed anything, basically, is what I'm saying. So if he sacks that, yeah, we're dead here. He had to have crop rotation as his last card, and he had it, so. I'm definitely interested in some number of Thoughtseizes as well. I don't know if I actually want the Witch combo here. We'll try it like that. Wait, no, I need Una. Uh, do I mull this? This hand would be so good if it had an animation spell. I'm gonna keep it. Could be a mistake, but Jesus. Hmm. I don't know what to take here. Do I just take a crop rotation? I guess I take an endurance. Like could take knight. I don't know if I could beat this hand, guys. This is a busted 7, like an extremely busted 7. I think I'm just supposed to take... I'm just gonna pass. Really need to draw therapy. Alright, so if we draw therapy, I think we're good, guys. So any discard spell... Jesus Christ, dude. This is like actually nuts, dude, how good my opponent's drawing here. If I take endurance, he could still endurance me. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Unless he draws stage, we're pretty much dead. Yeah, double endurance, double crop rotation, force of vigor. Like, having 4 of the endurance crop rotation in your opening grip is just insane enough. But yeah. We gotta draw an animation spell and hope he doesn't have... Okay, yeah, we're dead. I think we're dead, right? Yeah, GG. Damn, guys. Second place. Hey, it is what it is. We came as far as the deck would allow. Unfortunately, in that second game, that guy's hand was just absolute juggernaut. I don't know how I could have played around that. Double crop rotation, double endurance, plus, yeah, it was just too much hate. We had to draw a therapy in order to win that. But yeah, hey, it was fun, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the stream, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.